Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Sarakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangam Rangayate Girim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamadavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Krupa Sindhu Bhayevacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नमाचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। Srila Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktan ki jai. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Creative Impetus, Chapter 10, talks between Maharaj Rahul Gana and Bharat Maharaj, where verse number 12. Before that, we'll sing a song, famous song. Nadiya Godru mein Nityananda Mahajan Pati yache naam hata jivera karan. Nadiya Godru mein Nityananda Mahajan Pati yache naam hata jivere karan. This is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Beautiful song. श्रद्धवान जान है प्रभुर आज्ञा भाई मागी भिक्षा बोलो कृष्णा बजो कृष्णा करो कृष्ण शिक्षा नदिया गोत्रों में नित्यानंद महाजन प्रति याचे नाम हट जीवेर कारण अपराध शून्य होया लो कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण दान प्राण अपराध शून्य होया लो कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण दान प्राण कृष्णेर संसार करो चाड़ी अनाचार जीवे दया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्म सार Jive Daya Krishna Nam Sarvadharmasa. The essence of all the scriptures. What a beautiful line. Jive Daya. We should be compassionate. We should be sacrificing for others. Krishna Nam. We should chant and we should sacrifice and give the Krishna Nam to others. And that is the best thing one can do. That is the essence of all the scriptures. So that we can do. When can we do? So the essence of today's verse will be Shushrusena Anusangena. Susrusha Anusanga. Susrusha means very intimate, absorbed service. To whom? The Lord's represented. Anusangena. Sangena means association. Association with devotees, serving the devotee. Anusangena. Simultaneously, constantly, regularly, every day. Susrusha Anusangena. This is who's telling this? Narada Muni is telling from his own experience how he has been cursed by in Gandharva Loka when he was a Gandharva dancing, but he was infatuated, attracted by the beauty of the opposite. Then he was been cursed. You don't belong here. You're not doing proper service here. You're out. So you'll be born, your quality of a Sudra. So you don't belong here. Go there. So then he's explaining in the Canto 7, chapter 15. We look at those verses because today's topic also like that. Bharat Maharaj is telling Rahu and on the same point. So Narada Muni is telling, what is the way to get out? How did he get out? How did I get out from this miserable condition of life? From a Sudra, son of a Sudra. Nobody was there. My mother was working, taking care of things to maintain. That was my position. My mother, myself, only two were there. So that was the very difficult situation. But somehow or the other, this Bhakti Vedantis came, and then that started actually my real journey has began. Started tasting the nectar by serving them, by deeply, intimately hearing from them, following their instructions, serving them. Mm, So that is what, because these have tasted the nectar. So just like the parrots, you can eat guava, but the regular guava is not that tasty. When the parrot eats, then it becomes more tasty. As Sukadeva Goswami tasted Srimad Bhagavatam, more it became more nectarian. Uh, so that is a Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Palam Sukamukad Amruta Drava Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasam Alayam Muhoraho Rasika Bhu Bhavuga. Where is the person who doesn't want to taste this most nectarian? Sukadeva Goswami made it easy to, even more easy to swallow it, just like a drink. He didn't make us chew or directly drink the nectar. So that's here. By taking the shelter of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by both of their mercy, actually, we can taste the nectar. Because when the Lord comes as a devotee, then he can taste them. Then it will be even more relishable. Because he can understand the pains and pleasures, what difficulties we go through, what and all we have to deal with. So our own internal enemies, external enemies are also there, but internal enemies are also there. So all the six enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. So all these are things we're constantly fighting with it. So when the Lord comes as a devotee, then he can show us by his own practice and he becomes even more merciful, depending on who's crying and how deeply he's crying. He's ready to help, but how many he can help. But first he has to look for one who's deeply crying, then he will be ready. In person, he will be there. For those who's not deeply crying, then he may send his assistants or others. Just like when, so, or Draupadi crying, she put two hands up, then Lord was personally there, right there. So assisted immediately. So when one is come to that helpless crying situation, then automatically will happen. But that can only happen when the serving of the served by the devotees. So serving the devotees, Pandavas, that is what Narada is telling. This is what happened to me exactly. I served these Bhakti Vedanta, only few of them. Intimately I heard, intimately I served them, I followed their instruction, I took their remnant with permission, with great faith, great transcendental faith, and that transformed my whole life. And that is nothing. Your glories are endless. Lord Himself personally coming to you and being there. Because you have served so many sadhus, whole life you are serving. The Brahmanas, so devotees of the Lord, you've been serving. So that is the result is Lord comes. Not only it will go on continuously, just like Puthu Maharaj served in such a way that Lord has come first, and then told now, because of me giving the mercy, now four Kumaras will come, and they will give you the instructions. This is what Susrusha Anusangena means. That is the result of Susrusha Anusangena. By taking the shelter of the Lord first, so our Lord's devotees, then Lord will send proper help, everything. Whom to serve, whom to identify. Because many of us, we go to grocery shops, many of us, we don't know actually. Our wife will send, can you get there? Can you get the vegetables and fruits? We'll go and buy something what externally looks everything beautiful only. Whether it's guava or mango or Karela or okra, everything looks beautiful only. Only those who are expert, they can know exactly. By looking at it, not even touching, they can know whether actually this is properly ripened, or properly is in proper state or not. Otherwise, you will not know. Start from there. Forget about cooking and end result. even to buy the product which has to be in a right state. That's an art, it's an experience. So because these devotees, Susrusha Anusankhya, these devotees have tasted the nectar of who? Lotus feet of the Lord. Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, Lord Vishnu. That's why when you want to taste that nectar, we cannot taste relish directly. Just like otherwise you will taste like, oh, this is not good. You'll throw. What? If you give it to kid fruit, what you will do? He doesn't like many things. Most of the times he will like to eat only pasta, paneer, pizza, only few things only generally they like. If you give anything else, generally they don't like to eat, or potato or something only. Or some fruits you give, they will not eat. But if you one is make them, somehow or other make the item such a way that it's tastier, or you have to give along with other item which they like. Somehow or other you have to make it, then they will like to take it. Same way, because these devotees have tasted the nectar of the Lord's lotus feet and Lord's service, Lord's holy name, everything, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. So then, if we go serve them, then we will also get the same nectar. So look at all the example, all the acharyas, all their services, whoever did service, it's always through another devotee only. It's not directly. Srota Kirti Prabhu served, who has given Tamal Krishna, Kirtanananda Maharaj disciple he was. And then he gave the service. He did the service. So many of them are Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So because these are coordinators or assistants of Srila Prabhupada. They are not the masters. They are assisting Prabhupada because that's what Prabhupada writes many places. We are not the controllers. We are not the enjoyers. What we are called cooperators or coordinators. That is the position we have to take. That means you cooperate with the will of the Lord and you coordinate. So either way, you cooperate. You're a student. If you're a next level, so you're taking care of a few others, then you become coordinator. Then your job is to make sure you coordinate to assist in the Guru Parampara service, to make sure you bring them to the taste, how to taste the nectar. Yeah, to make sure they are not falling down, make sure they are not distracted. This is the job of the cooperator and more job of its coordinator job. So this is what all these great for Mahatma's job is, to make sure these conditioned souls who has picked up the bhakti but keep falling down here and there almost every day or regularly they are falling down. So the coordinator's job is to make sure they somehow or the other get the nectar directly or indirectly, either sitting at home or at temple. Somehow or the other their job is to make them taste the nectar. This is the job of Narada Muni. This is the job of Prahlad Maharaj. This is the job of Hanuman. This is the job of Sadasiva. So that's why sometimes they themselves will go. The candidate is not going to them. They are not ready. They are not even interested at all. The person has to come to them. Prabhupada also did that. It depends, So they are ready to give their mercy, but they are always looking. But somebody has to have those who are very much deeply crying, then they will get the immediate. They will get all the mercy regularly every day. So that one should be very deeply crying for help. Then one will get lot more mercy, lot more service. All the help will be available for them. Somebody will be always looking after them. What's going on in this person? Why is he not coming? Why is he not doing service? Many things. Somebody will be looking after because he is deeply crying, then the Lord is arranging. Paramatma is making all these devotees run after this devotee. What is happening with this devotee? Take care of this devotee. It is Paramatma who is helping because he is crying for help. Those who are not crying for help, they will not get. They will be falling down, and others also will see that, and they will not do anything about it. But if you are really seeking help, or you are in the association of those who are coordinators, cooperators, that's why is Nityananda Mahajan. He has opened a storehouse and he has plundered the riches of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and his duty is to take all those riches and distribute, throw it out to everybody and anybody and everybody. That's what is happening here in this particular song. In the land of Nadia, on the island of Godruma, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of the holy name. Because we have no taste. The Goa, Kerala, many people will pick up. First of all, they don't know how to pick up stuff from the market, and they will bring and cook. Neither they know how to cook either. Putting on the stove and you roasting it and put some spices, salt. That's not cooking. That you are trying to do just, something. So without knowing it. But those who are expert, they know from end to end how to pick up the vegetables, how to pick up the fruit, what type, whether it's outside ripe, inside also ripe, or is artificially ripened. Everything one will know. If you observe and experience, then you will know everything. You will not just pick up, go and pick up. Same when you start cooking, also same thing. You will clean everything before and after. So everything you will do very systematically, organizedly, because you have understood from Susrusha Anusangena. You have observed how Sri Prabhupada trained their disciples, like Imra Mataji, many others. In every aspect, Prabhupada trained. In cooking, he trained. In deity worship, he trained Silavati Mataji and then or Jana Nivas Prabhu and few others he trained. In every aspect, Prabhupada trained because he wants this process to go on. He doesn't want himself to just one, two. No, he told them, you train all others now. So that's Jana Nivas Prabhu trained so many in Sridham Mayapur. Yamuna Mataji also trained others like that. This is the duty. This is the duty of the coordinators and cooperators to not only learn themselves, but they should also train and educate. Jivedaya. You want more advancement, you want to quickly go back home, back to Gadget, then you have to first develop this quality first. You can do whatever, one round chanting, whatever. But when you start, then you also start this process, Jivodaya. You keep giving, whatever you are doing, you also give it at least one, two, not only your family members, outside members. More you do outside members, that is the first thing. Because generally your tendency is always thinking myself, my family, my wife, my extended family, my parents. This only first comes. Then we'll think about others. Mhm. No, actually, if ideally, if you should think others and then the family comes next. Then, because otherwise, this mama aham mameti. So this is always this concept will never go away. When you are thinking sacrificing for others more than naturally, you think Lord when He sees that we are helping so much outside, what He will do? He will not take care of our family. He will take care. Not only family, extended family also will be taken care because Lord is seeing what we are doing. We are sacrificing for others selflessly. So that's why Jivodaya is very important. This is the first and foremost principle for advancement. Going back home, back to God. To kick out another Jivodaya is the first principle. So that's what we have to be. This is the job anyway. This is the job of the coordinator. This is the job of the cooperator. Otherwise, why did Prabhupada said when leaving? Cooperate. Cooperate means we cooperate because Prabhupada has a mission and mode. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a mission and mode. He wants everybody to go back home, back to God. Enjoy this rasa every day. Feel that transcendental bliss, nectar. Everything should be sweet and nice. That's what he wants. So that's why we have to take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and be in the association of those who are cooperators, coordinators. Then even if we are not doing properly, falling down or something, then somebody is there to pick us up, bring us back to this, taste the nectar. So otherwise we will chew here and throw it because we don't like it's too bitter or I don't like this because inside it's rotten. Otherwise, many times mango you will get no taste. Or the guava, other fruits also like that. Plum, many times you cut it inside. Externally it looks so bright and pinkish, and then inside you cut it, it's all black. So what to speak? Anything you name it, potato, you name it, everything they are spoiling so much because nothing natural, nothing organic. Everything they are spoiling because they are putting their contaminated consciousness in it. They just want money. They don't care what's going to happen to anybody. So that's why naturally all these are naturally very good. It comes out perfectly, but because of the artificial things they are doing it. So that's what our consciousness, our heart is also has become artificial now. So that's why we can only come to the natural state by serving these great devotees, Mahatmas we have tasted the nectar from the Lord's lotus feet. And that is what is happening today. Whole end to end, you will see that three songs we are going to cover. Everywhere you will see the same thing. Tasting the nectar. How to taste the nectar? Anybody wants to take the nectar from the chanting the holy name, or service, or darshan, or the pastimes, then it has to be done susrushena anusankena. You have to be in the association of those who have tasted, who's constantly tasting the nectar, and they are feeling the bliss. They're not morose. They're always happy. Then only you can take some happiness from there. If you go to anybody and they themselves are not happy, they themselves are morose, they themselves are not engaged in, then you can taste it. It's not possible because they themselves are not tasting. What will you taste? If somebody has tasted, then you can taste it. Right? If somebody is expert in making some item, then you can learn from them. If the person is not even expert, not know what you learn, you cannot know. You will not, so you will not be able to do it. So this is the process. That's why here Nityan Prabhu is giving the great medicine here, great mercy. In the land of Nadia on the island of Godruma, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of the holy name, meant for the fallen souls. Hmm. O people of faith, O people of faith, by the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, is telling here. That is also, that's why whatever we do, everything as a cooperator, coordinator, we're always doing on the order of Guru only. On the order of Guru and Gauranga. On the order of the Lord and Lord's devotees only. Don't always submit like that. When you start and when you end. That submission is very much required because our heart and mind always tend to accept, no, I am the one, I am the doing, I am the doer. So this is aham mameti, means I and my, this concept, because we're always constant, by default that comes naturally. But make it explicit that actually I am behalf of Guru, I am offering, I am behalf of Guru, I am doing the service explicitly. Before and then after also. Thank you for giving me, thank you for making allow to do this service, and by your mercy only I was able to do better. But I have a long way to improve it. You keep submitting it and you'll go next step, next step. You'll be able to see the improvements in our service, in your everything what we do. If we don't submit like that, you will not see. We can't see that improvement. We'll be wherever we are, we'll do the same thing. Whether it's garland making, cooking, deity worship, anything you do, will just be at the same level for 10 years goes, 20 years goes, 30 years goes, same thing. Not much movement. But if we submit like this, as Nityananda Prabhu is, himself is a master, Lord Balaram Krishna's first experiment, why he has to submit? He's showing. And that is the path. By the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg these three requests of you. What is that? Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and serve Krishna. Teach others Krishna. Teach others about Krishna. This is exactly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said after initiation from Israpuri. Yesterday we discussed. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna. Or give Krishna to others. At the time of sannyas, same thing he told. While sleeping, while eating, so while doing anything, always Aharnesa Chanta Krishna. So he told. Same thing, Natyananda is just repeating. He took the order and as it is, he's repeating the same thing. He's not adding, subtracting. This is the business of cooperator, this is the business of coordinator, this is the business of guru, this is the business of ideal practitioner. Then we can start tasting the nectar. Being careful to remain free of the offenses, just take the holy name of Lord Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, Krishna is the treasure of your life. In yesterday's class, we discussed on this aspect. So put Krishna in the first. Then you do. Nobody is telling, Krishna is not telling, give up your family. Krishna is not telling, give up your business, job. He's not telling anywhere like that. He's telling, first you put Krishna, then you can do properly that job. Otherwise, in that relationship, in that service, you won't be able to do properly because material inefficiencies are there, unwanted qualities are there, it will never work. But if you put Krishna in the first, then slowly you can see it better. You can see the other person also, go into their shoes and see things. Otherwise, you'll always see things in our own perspective. But when Krishna comes into picture, then you can see, you can understand the other person better. Otherwise, it's very difficult in this life because we have come with that kind of mentality to begin with. And so it's a very, it becomes troublesome. But if you bring Krishna in more and more and his devotees, Susrusha Anusangyana, remember that word, Susrusha Anusangyana. Whenever Susrusha word means it is a deep, intimate. So only those who are simple, sometimes Guru will call the disciple's name so lovingly, caringly. You will remember whole life. You will just, you will be mad after the Guru. When you become attached to him calling the disciple, then you will become mad. You will run, do anything, whether you want it or not want it. You will be run and do everything and anything. Because that is because that means somebody has become very simple, very sincere. Has understood the mind and mission of Guru, and then automatically that will happen. So, but if one is not simple, then it becomes difficult. Guru will not call anybody and everybody. Is equal to all, but one is deeply crying. So then for them, naturally, he has to give his mercy, just like Lord Krishna has given to Draupadi. Lord Krishna has given special mercy like that to some of them, Sudama and all. they are deeply crying. Their heart is in unison with Lord's devotees. That's why. Be careful. Giving up all the simple activities, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Lord Krishna. That also, giving up all simple activities can only happen. You have tasted the nectar from these rewards, Susrusa Anusangyan again. Otherwise, you can't give up these things. Because this is giving up simple activities, means Prabhupada tells. You take a matchbox, you light it, it will nicely light because it's dry and everything. But as soon as you add water, it is watery, then you can light it up. So that's a simple example of simple activity. Means you're doing as a bhakti, you're doing something good activities, devotional service, but at the same time engaging in simple activity. Then naturally, it is always will never develop faith, proper determination. Will keep failing it because of this simple activity. Then how can I give? Only if we deeply, absorbedly, menially do service. So that's why you see the whole nine chapter. If you look at when is Krishna is telling 9.34 Manmanava Madbhakta was when he's telling at the end. Think of me, become my devotee, offer obeisance and worship me. 18th chapter also at the end only. But he already has said it in different things. When it is said after he told after taking shelter of my devotee. Look at the verse, ninth chapter, verse number, I think 14th verse. Mahatma Anastu Maham Partha Daivim Pragya. Take my association of my internal energy, Srimad Radharani, and all our expansion devotees. All these devotees, everybody reports back. Everybody is reporting back there. Srimad Radharani and Krishna. Everything goes back to he is the Krishna Mande Jagadguru. Everyone reports there. Everybody is servant. Lord Balaram is servant. Lord Vishnu is servant. Everybody is servant. Krishna is the master. So that they are declaring. I am not declaring. They are only declaring. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is declaring. Lord Balaram is declaring. Everybody is declaring. Ekala Iswara Krishna Ara Samavritya. That is the statement of Shastra. We are only repeating what is being told. So Lord is expanding in different ways in office or at home. So that way is Krishna at home. Krishna's office is Vishnu because he's doing the maintenance. So in that way we have to understand. So giving up also by the mercy of Susrusa Anusangana, then automatically we will have no taste to all these sinful activities. Initially we like it, but by this automatically we'll give up. Nobody forced, no need to, no need for anybody to force us. Automatically we'll give up because we have tasted the nectar from these others. Bee, when bee tastes honey from all the places, picks up and bring it to honeycomb, then people snatch from there, then we get the honey, then we taste. Because we have taken all the honey, wonderful nectar from all the places. These devotees have tasted the nectar from all the lips of the mouths of the pure devotees of the Lord. And they have already gotten the nectar. So when you grab and serve them from them, then you get the nectar, then it becomes more blissful, very blissful. And you'll start tasting nectar every day. Otherwise, it's not possible. Then automatically you will have no taste for all other worldly things. You will have no taste. You will naturally give up. You will have no more. So that is what we have to come to the natural state of consciousness. That is the point here. Carry out your worldly duties by only in relation to Lord Krishna. Yes, all the duties you will do wonderfully as soon as Krishna is included in the first, not later. Later business still it will not work. Because you are doing everything and anything. No, I will offer this to you. Means you will go and do steal and do all kinds of sinful activities, and you tell them now I will offer to Krishna. So that is not the point. Sometimes one read like that at a LA Beach some program. Prabhupada here $30,000. What did you do? I sold drugs. Mm, it's not gonna yeah. I also sold the drugs. Prabhupada he has Prayag pharmacy or some pharmacy he had. So he was doing the because chemist. So but he is selling the drugs and he gives the money. What to do? Prabhupada had to accept the money from them also. What can he do? Sometimes. Yeah, so but when the Guru accepts and offers in the service of the Lord, then naturally he will be purified. But that is not the ideal way. So that's by the service of the again it comes to the same point. Susursa Anusangena. The showing of compassion to other souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion. With that point, we will read the today's verse. Then we can understand because lust, anger, greed, all these things are mentioned. This is first line is the first word is important. विशेषबुद्धेर्विवरं मनाच्च पश्यामयन्ना व्यवहारतो अन्यै को ईश्वर तत्र किम् ईशितव्यम् तथापि राजन् करवाम किं ते. Translation by Srimati A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. My dear king, if you still think that you are the king, that I am your servant. You should order me, and I should follow your order. I can then say that this differentiation is temporary and it expands only from usage or convention because we have been using it. That's what I said. Explicitly, you say, on behalf of my guru, I am doing this. At the end, also, on behalf of guru, I am doing this. Because otherwise, we are used to this attachment. I am the one, I am the doer, I am the doer, I am the body. Then naturally that's what we'll do regularly. But if you explicitly start that way, all these things has to be done at least mechanically in the beginning. But naturally, if you have some intention, some heart in there, that's it. It's not knee deep. That's not neck deep. It has to be heart deep. All these things has to be the nectar. Tasting the nectar it can only happen if the heart is there. The heart is not there. You can't taste it. Not possible. So when we serving the devotees of the Lord, Susrusha Anusangana, it has to be done with heart. So you are really absorbed, really doing it with the heart. And then you can start tasting the nectar very soon, very quickly it will happen. If the heart is not there, then you can't taste anything. In chanting the holy name, you can taste it. Seeing the darshan, you can taste it. In the past time when you hear, you can taste it. Anything, it will be just like, kid doesn't like this, any of the fruits or vegetables or anything you give, it doesn't like, I don't want to eat. He'll go and play. It will become like that only. After hearing and doing for 20, 15, 20, 30 years also, you will be in the same position. When the heart enters in it, then Pravishta Karnarandrena Swanam Bhavasarup, then ecstasies will start coming up when the heart is included, involved in everything we do. If the heart is not there, it's a problem. And expands only from usage, and I do not see any other cause. In that case, who is the master? Who is the servant? So everyone is being forced by the laws of material nature. So that's what is happening with us. We are being forced with passion, ignorance. As the time goes from morning, we are okay, peaceful. As soon as 7, 8 afterward, then goes on, goes on. By evening, we will be in completely in a different state of consciousness altogether. Depending on what goes on in the business and office, then accordingly reactions. Even though we don't want to act like that, naturally it will come. Because that's what association, that kind of association, that's what we will do. We are forced by the material nature. Therefore, no one is master and no one is servant. Nonetheless, if you think that you are the master, then how to get out? Only Susrusha Anusangya. If we are deeply with heart, we are serving the Lord's devotees, then automatically happen. You first of all, you desire it. You desire it. If you are attached to Hanuman, you desire it. He will show, he will arrange help. Where and how, where everything has to be done, he will arrange. Because everywhere so much service is there. Any country, any nook of the corner of in this country, everywhere services are there. So many temples are there. So much service is there. But if we submit to all these great devotees, then they will show exactly where to do service, how to do service, whom to approach. Paramatma is there watching and waiting where his heart is. Depending on the heart, then Lord is guiding. So and these devotees are assisting. All these pure cooperators, coordinators, spiritual masters of the Lord are always there waiting, waiting to assist for each opportunity. So I shall accept this. Please order me. What can I do for you? Here Bharat Maharaj is telling, okay, in case, okay, if you still think you don't accept my words, you think you are the master, okay, accept. What should I do? So is coming to that point. Purport by Sri Prabhupada. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Aham Mameti. That's why we have discussed that. One of the part one. One thinks I am this body. In this bodily relationship, he is my master. He is my servant. She is my wife. He is my son. Because Krishna is not in the first picture. So that's why all these things naturally will go every day. Because that's what we are bound to. We have come with that tendency and it will go on whole life. It doesn't change. But when you add Krishna and especially his devotees, then that's why Mahatma Anastu Mahapartha started. Take shelter. Until that, he didn't give the real confidence, he didn't give. And then you look at the verses one by one. Satatam kirtayanto mam, patram pushpam phalam toyam, ananya chintayanto mam. All these are the most important instructions. When? After taking shelter of the Lord's devotees only. Without that, then you can't come to ananya chintayanto. That means pure devotional service. Without any other diversion. Day in, day out, you are only doing it unalloyed, just focused only to give pleasure to Krishna and Krishna's representative. When will it happen? Only through another devotee who is doing it, who is on that platform. By serving them, then we come to that state. Otherwise, not well. Satatam Kirtan, 24 by 7. How will you come? Chanting. Only if you're in the association, those who have served them, we have served somebody who's on that platform, then we'll come there also. Everything is there. From that result only we'll get. Sushrusha Anusangyan. Without that, no, we can't. We won't be able to do that. We have no quality because we are interested in pious and impious. Pious credit means you will do many things, coming to temple, breaking this, doing that. You'll get some pious credits, not helping people, ordinary things. So they're all pious. Not sinful activity, impious. But both will bound us. Both cannot develop taste. Nectar you cannot taste by pious, impious. The real pious means we are talking about bhakti credits. Serving these great sadhus, serving the Tulsi Maharani, serving the Hanuman, serving the Das, all these great devotees, anybody who help, we have some attachment, some heart is there, really we want to serve them, then we can actually, will be diverted to the right constant, to the right place, to the right devotee, right association, right spiritual, everything will happen. If anybody who doesn't serve any of the great devotees, Mahatmas, then you will be channeled to the cheating person, cheating organization, everything will happen. That's what in the whole world, that is what is happening. Anybody is genuinely heart serving the pure devotee of the Lord, they will be sent to the right place, right time. Everything will happen for them. Naturally, it will happen. Even when they don't need to find even. It will come to them. But anybody who has that not ready to serve them, they want to enjoy, then for them, all the so many hundreds of organizations are there. Not want to serve and please the Lord. They want to please their senses. Then for them, all the cheating organization has been opened in this whole world. Speaking everything else, but not Krishna, not Krishna's pure devotees. Everything else, they will discuss. That is the result because of the this attitude is there. Aham mameti. I am the master. I want to become Narayan. I am the God. Finally. So this kind of aspect is that's the first reason why we are here. We want to be master, then we are here in the material. Anybody wants to become Narayan, then they will be here only. They can't go into the spiritual world. So that is the point. We have to understand. All these conceptions are temporary due to the inevitable change of the body and the arrangement of the material nature. We are gathered together like straws floating in the waves of an ocean, straws that are inevitably separated by the laws of the waves. In this material world, everyone is floating on the waves of the ocean omniscience, as described by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So, मिचे मायार वासे याच्य वेशे काच्य हबू डुबू पाए जीव कृष्ण दास यही विश्वास करला ते आर दुखनाय. Still Bhaktivinoda Thakur states that all men and women are floating like straws on the waves of the material nature. On the spiritual platform, there is no difference. Younger, old, or male or female, this is all external only. Lump of matter. However you put it, it's only comes as different bodies. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, all five subsystems only there in every type of body. No difference. Uh, and spiritually, there is no difference in the spiritual world. You can accept any form, as a gopi, as a covered boy, as a river, as a flute. However, everybody is serving. They can change if they want also. So, but they are naturally fixed in one position, one rasa. They like to do that rasa only. Mm. So that's what happened in the spiritual world. But here, that is not the case. There is identification with the matter, lump of matter. That is the problem. So that's what we are used to, and that's what we become attracted to repeatedly. Even though we know that that is not the reality, but still repeatedly, because that is the tendency we have with the heart. If they come to the understanding that they are eternal servants of Krishna, they will put an end to this floating condition. That's what we are saying. Eternal servants of Krishna. So, Kama Yesa, Krodha Yesa, Rajo Guna Samudbhava. This is the problem. Due to the mode of passion, we desire many things. Asad Indriya Darshana, that's what it means. And according to our desire or anxiety, according to the art of Supreme Lord, material nature gives certain type of body. Yeah, because of the desire only. Underlying desire is there. That's why we are being given certain body, which planet, which country, which family, how we look, everything is based on that desire only. No, I want nice thing. No, it cannot happen. You want nice car, mean first you need to have credits. People buy with debit also, but then suffering, anxiety will be there with it. So all those things has to be understood. So for some time we play as a master or servant, or as actors play on the stage under someone else's direction. While we are in the human form, we should put an end to this nonsensical stage performance. Stage, how much can you be on the stage and perform drama or action? Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. After that, you have to go home and do your things. It is like that. Right now, that is what is happening. This is not our original state. This is not our original form. We have acted. This is like a stage performance only. But we are now captivated by it. The whole day and night lifetimes are going, and we are in the stage performance only still. So we are not understood. We are not going back actually home. That is the problem. So that's why we have now realized it and start serving this Susrusha Anusamyena. I will keep repeating this word so that hopefully you all will remember and take it to the heart. Susrusha Anusamyena. We should come to our original constitution position known as Krishna consciousness. At the present moment, real mastery is material nature. Yeah, that's what it has become. Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. Insurmountable. Because Durga Devi has 10 hands. No one can escape. Only if somebody has taken the Lord's devotee shelter, and then she will has to relieve her grip. She will have no more jurisdiction because they will come under the shelter now. And Lord's devotee, then Lord also will give the ultimatum to Durga Devi. Now you can touch this devotee, you can touch it. Uh, you have to free your energy from there. The Lord, so Lord has declared now because his pure devotee has declared war against Maya. So that's why she will have no more control. But until that, she has full control. Um, so that's why our heart has to be there to these great devotees where we are completely um, free from Maya, completely fearless. They are not agitated or attacked by Maya at all, at any time. So all these great devotees. So that's why we have to be in that also. So under the spell of the material nature, we are becoming servants and masters. But if we agree to be controlled by the Supreme Personality of God and His eternal servant, this temporary condition cease to exist. Yes, it will continue to exist as long as we don't decide. Now, playing the next song. So we have to go after the master. Who is our master? Master is Lord Krishna. This is another beautiful song. My master is from my Guru Maharaj to Prabhupada, but is my topmost master. Rupa Goswami is very dear to me, my heart. Rupa Goswami Pad Ki Jai. He's singing beautiful, so many songs he has written. So I don't know the meter, I don't know how to sing, but we'll try to sing. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande, or Amarendra Prabhu sings beautifully. Beautiful words. Each and every line is so beautiful. Read the line. Manmanasa Madhukaram Arpaya Nijapada Pankaja Makarande. What a nectar. The way it is written. Manmanasa, or mind, where it has to be. Madhukaram. Who is that Madhukaram? The honey, nectar, and lotus feet of the Lord. Is submitting. Krishna Deva, oh my beautiful Lord, Bhavantam Vande, I offer my respectful obeisances. Let my mind be absorbed where? Man Manasa Madhukaram Arpaya. Let me offer fully with my heart. Nijapada Pankaja Makarande. You are the real Lord. Nijabrutyase Bhasyam, as Prahlad Maharaj says to Lord Narsinghdev. Because we are he is the real master, we are the real servant. We should become real servant. That means heart deep. Nijapada Pankaja Makarande. Just the bees are going to the lotus and tasting it. So Nijapada Pankaja Makarande. यद्यपि समादिषु विधिरपि पश्यति न तव नकाग्रमरीचिम् इदम् इच्छामि निशम्य तवाच्युत तदपि कृपाधुत विचिम् कृपा great what a mercy. So like this is vidhi means Brahma. He's talking about Brahma, Lord Brahma. So Bhaktir Udanchit Yadyapi Madhava Na Tvai Mama Tela Matri Parameswarata Tad Api Tava Adhika Durgata Gatana Vidatri Ayam Avilola Taya Adya Sanatana Kalitādbhuta Rasabharam Nivasastu Nityam Ihamrata Nindini Vindhan Madhurima Saram. O Lord Krishna, I am offering prayers unto you. Please let the bee of my mind be offered the nectarian honey of your lotus feet. Although Brahma is in full samadhi, cannot catch a glimpse of even a ray of effulgence from the tips of your toenails still. So, he has written the second verse. Nicholas Vidhi Ratnamala Diti Nirajit Pada Pankajanta Imukta Kulair Upasya Manam Harinam Samsram. When we chant the holy name, each bead we chant, we move. That is that tip of the toenails of the lotus feet of the Lord. We are massaging the lotus feet of the Lord. That should be our meditation. Our Guru. That should be our meditation. These are the Also, the 108 gopis, 108 cows, many things are there. Many examples are given like that. So the toenails of the Lord. So he's giving the tips of toenails. Oh Achyuta, having having heard of the waves of your astonishing mercy. The verse we read is what waves? Men and women floating on the waves of this material nature. Like different particles will come in the river and ocean and lakes, come and meet like that. Sometimes on vacation, on different places, people may meet and disperse like that. But here is what is he talking about? Having heard the waves of your astonishing mercy, we should be going after the mercy of the Lord. I long to receive your grace. Oh Madhava, although I don't possess even a sesame seed of bhakti for you, still, by your inconceivable power, which makes the impossible possible. This is what I've been telling regularly. Because we need to have strongest faith on Guru, strongest faith on the Lord. Anything, whatever we think, oh, no, I will never, in this life, I cannot perfect, so it will take many lifetimes. This problem is that problem. No. If your strongest faith, your really heart is crying for the Lord and Lord's devotee, then it will happen. Impossible will happen in this life only. It doesn't take another lifetime, but our heart has to be there, deeply crying. We really desire. That is the strongest desire. If other desires are overpowering this desire, then it won't happen. It will take another lifetime. But this is the strongest desire. Mm. Krishna is my master. I will do anything and everything for him. And Krishna is represented. As for his representative first. Anything and everything. So that means everything else also will do. But he is the first priority. So then how to do all my other things? Please tell me because I don't know how to take care of these things in a proper way. It is befitting and it is pleasing. It is affectionate at the same time, not doing grudgingly. So how can he do? Then he will help because we are really seeking the help with the heart. The Lord will help. Lord's devotee will help automatically. He will give the proper consciousness, time, everything. All adjustment will happen. If the heart is there. If the heart is not there, deepest desire is not Krishna's devotee especially, then it cannot happen. It's not possible. Having heard of the waves of your astonishing mercy, I long to receive your grace. O Madhava, although I don't possess even a sesame seed of bhakti, still by your inconceivable power, which makes the impossible possible, please fulfill the desire of my heart. Hey Sanatan, Sanatan, hey, Lord, because your lotus feet are filled with such wonderful rasa, let the bee of my mind always reside where? Unwaveringly in that nectar which puts everything else to shame. That's what I told. Initially, we don't taste like the kids are not tasting. When you give things, neither they want to go to school, they want to play, all these things. Yes, but mother and father slowly, gradually, when they get some friends and other things, they'll slowly and then they will do. Same thing with us also. Our holy name, our darshan, our service, also all these things we have no taste. But when we associate at least one devotee who has great taste for it, then by grabbing their feet, by serving them, by following, then then we can start tasting the nectar. Until that, we cannot taste any nectar, any taste whatsoever. Everything becomes so external, so mechanical. We'll have so no taste to it because of that. But once you start doing it with heart, even one devotee who has dedicated their life and who is in fully alignment with acharyas, so running after the acharya like a mad, he has become a mad person. Then we can start tasting it, like our Jananivas Prabhu. He's always happy, blissful. He's always in Radha Madhav's concert. Wherever he goes, it doesn't matter. Everything, everywhere he's seeing Mayapur only. He's not seeing anything else because he's so much deeply attached to his master, Mr. Radha Madhav. So that's why. Naturally, if you associate with him even for a moment, then you can understand his consciousness, how much love and care he has. Then you can grab that mercy. Otherwise, it's difficult. For they are the essence of all sweetness. That is my only prayer. So before that, now I have to give the reference because without reference, we will not discuss anything, any subject. So here from our Nardamani is telling. So see what is writing. This is in 75th, 7th canto, 15th chapter, 73rd verse. Nardamani is telling Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira Maharaj asks, although I took birth as a Sudra from the womb of maidservant, I engaged in the service of Vaishnava, were well versed in Vedic knowledge. Consequently, in this life, I got the opportunity to take birth as a son of Lord Brahma. And then we went back home, back to Godhead. Here, what is he writing? See that. So verse is also there. Uh, as son of Pruta, O son of Pruta, those who take shelter in me, though they are of lower birth, men, Vaishyas, merchant, as well as Sudras, workers, can approach the supreme destination. We should accept as it is. Don't think external and then why it is written like this. We should accept. Is a mechanical arrangement. So according to the degree of desire, the living entities are born in certain forms, certain, so yeah, male or female, all these different types, depending on what it is. And there's a higher position, lower position. According to this system of this society is not on the spiritual. Here, the verse is not talking about the spiritual platform. There is no difference between anybody. Lower, higher is not there. So this is on the material to understand. You know, like you have a master, vice president, directors. This hierarchy is there. Oh, on that platform, this is being discussed. On that level, one has to see. Otherwise, they will have a difference. As soon as they read the verse, then they have a difficulty in reading this verse. Or they will not like, they will throw Bhagavad Gita on the side when they read this verse. Because they don't like to hear these words. But that is the state it is in, the structure it is in this world. So we have to read like that. We have to understand this in what intention and what level it is being discussed. If we associate with devotees repeatedly or always, this is what sadhu sangena. He can be elevated to the highest perfection. Narada Muni is explaining this in relation in his own life. The Sankirtan moment is important for regardless of whether one is Sudra, Vaishya, Lecha, Yavana, or whatever. If one associates with a pure devotee, this is what we have been telling from the beginning. From follow his instructions and serve the pure devotee, his life is accessible. This is bhakti. Anukulena Krishna Anusilam. We can't come otherwise. Bhakti consists of serving Krishna and his devotees. Very favorable. That means heart has to be there. Not knee, not any other part. Heart has to be there. It has to be favorable. Your heart really you want to please, you want to serve. Then everything is possible. Impossible will become possible very quickly, rapidly. Anyabra, if one has no desire other than to serve Krishna and his devotee, then his life is success. Doesn't mean that now he will give up everything and then he will just only serve Krishna. Because everything is Krishna's, na? So everything. So then he will not reject or he will not give up because everything he is seeing in relation with Krishna. Well, so Prabhupada helped, even though people think that he has taken sannyas, but he was helping till last breath. When he left, also he told his family members have been taken care. So many of them used to come to ISKCON, Mayapur, and other places, Calcutta. Yes, Prabhupada is, Prabhupada said, how come everybody loves you? Because I love everybody. Somebody asked in Australia also, uh, your divine grace, how do you like Australia? Oh, I like Australia very much. Everybody laughed. Everybody was clapping and all. Then he said, no, I like every country, all the places, because everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to Krishna. Because that's why I like everything. He said. Then everybody became, oh. Because they thought Australia, because they are attached to Australia, they thought. But Prabhupada was not like that. Wherever, because everything is in relation with Krishna. So then why he has to become, so different in serving in relation with all our relationships? We have all these problems because we have come up with some tendencies. Naturally, we have issues, how to serve, how to deal, how to talk, all these things. But when we serve Krishna through his devotees, especially when we come to that platform, then every other relation can be done properly. As Prabhupada did. All our Guru Varga, because they are intimate, they are loving everybody, not only their family. Of course, they will take the care of their family members also, even after sannyas also. Not directly, through indirectly, they will be helped. They will be taken care. The Lord is there to take care of everybody. Why not? He will not take care of the person who has done so much for the Lord. Of course, every one of the family, extended family also will be taken care. And that understanding we need to have. Not look at externally something and decide that now Prabhupada has taken sannyas now, but that's not what we should do. Else, of course, we don't need to do anything artificial. We don't need to give up anything. It doesn't mean he has done. He has done on the basis of Guru's order. He was thinking deeply, how can I give up? He was getting, so he was afraid. Guru Maharaj has mentioned three times Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Then finally he has to take it. 60 years. He didn't take it. So that doesn't need to be done by everybody and anybody. That is only special circumstances. Prabhupada said so many places. You can be as Grihastha for so long you want. But as long as Krishna is in the center, then you can serve, you can be there. You don't need to renounce anything. Everything belongs to Krishna anyway. If Krishna is in the center, why to renounce anything? So that is the point we have to understand. But the point back to Susrusha Anusangena. That is the point we have to understand from this verse. Verses after verse. So is there in this particular chapter, 75th, this seventh canto, 15th chapter. I wrote it down. I don't know where it went. The time is going. 7:15, 73. Yeah, these 3, 4 verses are there. Now, before also verses are there, explaining everything. Narada Muni being, yeah, this is what has happened before. Now he's telling that. Yeah, the process of chanting the holy name is so powerful that by chanting even householders, this is also important point, 74, 75. So even householders, because many of us think that no, it is not possible. In this life, I will have to take another life. By it's so powerful that by this chanting, even householders, grahasthas can very easily, it doesn't say easy, very easily, we cannot gain the ultimate result achieved by persons in the renounced order. So the point, make a note. You don't need to take renounce. You don't need to give up family. Now I will go to Holy Dham. I will go here. I will go there. No, it can be very well, but heart has to be there. Sustrusa anusangena. Then impossible become possible. Maharaj Yudhishthira have now explained to you the process of religion. This is confirmation of Krishna consciousness. Anyone who takes part in this movement, regardless of what he is, can gain the topmost result achieved with perfect sannyasi, namely Brahmagnan. For even more important, he can advance in devotion service. Maharaj Yudhishthira thought that because he was Grihastha, there was no hope, just like we are thinking, of his being liberated. And therefore, asked Narada Muni how he can would get out of material end. But Narada Muni is citing a practical example from his own life, established that by associating, see, this is the point we are telling, with heart, associating with devotees and chanting Hare Krishna. Man in any condition of life can achieve the highest perfection without a doubt. Prabhupada is guaranteeing it. That means it's going to happen in this life only, provided we take his medicine. So, repeatedly it's been written, my dear Yudhishthir Maharaj, your Pandavas are very fortunate in this world that many, many great saints who can purify all the planets of the universe come to your house just like ordinary visitor. Furthermore, Supreme Lord Krishna is living confidentially with you in your house, just like your brother. Here is statement exalting Vaishnava in human society. A Brahmana is most respected. Brahmana is one who can understand Brahman in person, but hardly ever can one understand the Supreme Personality, who is directed by Arjuna, described by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita as Param Brahma, Param Dham. A Brahmana may be extremely fortunate in having achieved Brahmagnan, but the Pandavas are so exalted that Parabrahman, Supreme Lord, was living in their house, an ordinary human being. The word Bhuri Bhaga indicates Pandavas were in still higher position than Brahmacharis and Brahmanas. In the following, Narada Muni repeatedly glorify the position of Pandavas. He tells that because they have served whole life. That is what Bhishma Pitama says. In front of Krishna, only he says that three things they have been served. Dharma, Achyuta, Ashraya. I think one more also. The Dharma, taking shelter, always followed Dharma. They have taken shelter of the Lord and also Lord's devotees. Because of these three things, Dharma, Achyuta, Vipra, Ashraya. Yeah. Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, devotees. So because of these three reasons, they became so exalted. Impossible became possible. Because we have been given license as a grahastha, so many things we do. So that's why we have to be taking shelter and serve these so devotees. Whoever tasted, that's all these songs which we are singing, Rupa Goswami's song, we have sang. So Nadia Gautami also, that is Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we have sang. Now we are going to sing another song. So this is Govinda Dhamasla. He also, Belamangal Thakur tasted the nectar, otherwise he was running behind the prostitute. What has happened to him? As soon as he started tasted the nectar, so Somagiri was his initiating guru. I think Leela Sukha, his name, Bilamangal Thakur's name is initiated name is Leela Sukha. So prostitute Chintamani became the next guru, Siksha guru. So by her instruction, one point on is that if you had even little teeny bit of this attraction for me to the Lord, then your life would have been perfected. Then immediately ran. Somehow or other Paramatma inspired him so much by that one statement from prostitute. Because he was captivated by prostitute. Whatever she said, then He took it to the heart. Now he ran behind the Lord. And then Lord also personally was assisting and serving. And then he captivated and then he has written this. So we'll sing these three verses and then we'll stop because this is the point. So, but the point is the same thing. Sangyena, no, Sushrusha, Anusangyena. Anusangyena, exactly, I'm forgetting. The 73rd or 72 was exact verse is there. Sushrusha, Anusangyena, from there only I picked up. I read this morning. Sushrusha. Sushrusha means very deep service. The Sushrusha word is there 1 to 14 also. Sushrusha, Sradhadanasya, Vasudev Kataruchi, Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Again, the Sushrusha means always it's with heart, one is really serving. Then everything will happen. Anusangana means regularly, constantly, simultaneously. That is the translation. Wherever you see Anusangana, Anu word generally used in nectar construction words many places. That Anu means constantly, daily, regularly. So by that only one can actually come to perfection. With this song we will stop. Bilamangal Thakur's famous Bilamangal Thakur, Govinda Damodar Madhava Stuti. 72 verses are there, but we'll do only three because it identifies the Lord because one is deeply crying with the heart. So naturally Lord has to come and help. First Lord has to come there and help. Otherwise he is equal to all. He is not partial to anybody. Samoham sarvabhuteshu na dveshtosti na priya. No one is equal, no one. Same thing with Guru. People, devotees, disciples will think Guru is very partial. Guru is favorable to this devotee only. He is not giving mercy to me. No. Paramatma is there watching. He's not like, he's not partial. Because that devotee must be crying more than the other person. Then naturally he will get more mercy. The child who cries most, then he will get the first attention. Isn't it? That's the point. Ye bhajanti te maam bhaktyam ai te chapyam. Lord is telling that whoever is crying, then I have to serve them. Gajendra was cried like deeply, then he has to be there personally. Yeah, Draupadi's case also like that. That is the point here. Abdullah Mangal Thakur is telling the exact same thing. Agre kuruna mata pandavanam dushasanena ahrita vastra kesha. He has provided sari. Krishna Tadakroshat Ananyanada, no other shelter. Who can help at that time? Everybody was there. Great personalities were there. Nobody could help, not a single person. Only who can. That's a master. Both Krishna and Krishna both has to be there because this is a past time. So they could have helped, but they are waiting for the supreme master to come and directly intervene because Draupadi is not ordinary. He directly, Lord Himself, ready to serve. Krishna Tadakroshadananyanata Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Sri Krishna Vishnu Madhukaita Bhare Bhaktanukampin Bhagavan Murare Bhaktanukampin is very merciful to the devotee and those devotees even more merciful. More than mercy of the Lord, devotees' mercy is even more. That's why our heart has to be there. Then impossible will become possible. त्रायस्समां केशवलोकनाद गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति. And this third one also very, second line is very important. Vikretu kama kila gopakanya murari padarpita chitta vritti padarpita at the lotus feet, just like Rupa Goswami said. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Mande. It's also Man Manasa Madhukara. Exact same thing here also. Murari Padarpi Chitta. Our heart, our consciousness, our imprints should be at the lotus feet of the Lord's devotee and the Lord. That is the point. Murari Padarpita Chitta Vritti. Your gopis are, their mind is always at the lotus feet of the Lord. दद्यादिकदं महोवसदवोचत् गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति. Then naturally we will forget, we will become oblivious, we will take care of everything. Gopis are doing many things, they are doing at home, their wife, husband, all these things are there. Kids, all of them, they are serving, but they deeply attached, they didn't give up. They went back. So with Krishna, then they went back. They served. It is going on. So same way, our relation when Krishna is there and his devotee is there in our heart, we are serving, following. Then what will happen? All our relations, our job, our business, taking care of everything will naturally properly, perfectly, it can happen because Krishna gives right intelligence, how to talk, how to deal, how to serve, everything he can give. Then because we are not smart in doing any of this. So when he gives, then you will become even more smartest. So that is what will happen. So as they are doing, they are forgetting. But their heart is on priority is on Krishna first. Then everything else automatically they are also doing other things also. They're not given up. Many of the gopis are actually married. So this is with Krishna, so he can do that. Of course, this is not to be imitated, but the point has to be taken how they are serving both. Because Krishna is the first priority. Their mind and heart is there on Krishna. So that's what they can do. Simultaneously they can do. No problem. Mm, But if we also same thing we do, our heart and mind is there on Krishna, and especially Krishna's devotee, then by that strength and mercy, then we can very easily do everything. Even though we work so 17 hours a day job also, still it will not at all give us any difficulty. We will not be tired. We will not become tired because we are getting so much nectar from service to the Lord's devotees. Then nothing becomes tiring in the life. Everything becomes joyful. Everything, whatever we do, everything becomes joyful. So you'll enjoy life. Ordinary people they enjoy, but that enjoyment is nothing, not even a drop. Once you tasting the enjoyment from serving the great devotees of the Lord, then that enjoyment cannot be explained. One has to come to that experience, then only you'll know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, it's very difficult. We have to understand from these verses from Bilamangal Thakur, Rupa Goswami, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, how they tasted. Bhaktivinoda Thakur have 16 kids. Is it possible to anybody in this world? Then how is he doing it? Only because the strength of these great acharyas and the Lord, He is doing it. He can do it. Anybody else also? Many examples are there. So many also in all four bona fide sampradayas, so many devotees. So many of them are grihasthas only. Few only sannyasis, few only brahmacharis. Mostly grihasthas. How they are able to do? It is possible. The same thing, if we follow their footsteps, it is possible for us also, even in Kali Yuga also, even now also. So it is not impossible. So that is the essence. Sushrusha Anusangena. Note that line and try to follow it from today onward, then our life will be perfected. Hare Krishna. The essential point we discussed from today's class is Sushrusha Ya Anusangena. Seventh canto, chapter 15, verse number 73. So third line, you see the Tavad Dasyam Aham Jagne Tatrapi Brahmavadinam Sushrushraya Anusangena Prapto Aham Brahmaputra Tam. So Prabhupada writing Susurusha means by rendering service. Anusangana means simultaneously. Look at the translation what Prabhupada read. I engaged in the service of Vaishnavas who are well versed in Vedic knowledge. Consequently, in this life, we got the opportunity to take birth as son of Brahma, and then we went back home back to. In the purport, you see the point. Prabhupada. If he associates with devotees repeatedly or always, sadhu sangena, he can be elevated to the highest perfection. That highest perfection is become a pure devotee, become liberated from this, even while living in this material world, like Pandavas became like that. And then they went back home, back to Godhead. So that's what we have to do in this life also. That means wherever we are, everywhere there are temples. Doesn't matter, even if a demigod temple, fine, no problem. If you don't have opportunity to go to Lord Vishnu's temples, fine. You can serve that also. Even demigods are all highly elevated personalities, representative of the Lord. You serve, go there and serve. And so the Lord's devotees so do some service always. Lord's devotees follow the instruction of that devotee who's giving us service. How to do, what to do, when to do. So if you follow simply and offer it back to them, before that you submit to the Lord and serve there, and then at the end, then again you thank the Lord and Lord's devotee who has given us the service, and then you submissively do it day after day, week after week, and naturally that devotee also, that demigod also will help us to bring us to the lotus feet of the Master. Our prayer should be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, and these demigods will also help. If we have that prayer, we do the service even in there also, then they will also help direct us to the right place, right constant. But it should be with heart. It cannot be with anything else. With mind, with the heart has to be with great love, great submission. There is a susrusha anusangena and repeatedly. So associate with devotees repeatedly or always. Because the current problem is we are attracted by these worldly things. We are in this whirlpool. That's why we have to take shelter of the Lord. Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, and then his servants, more importantly. Lord and Lord, both simultaneous, but more should, because we can't understand the Lord. We are not able to taste. We are in front of the Lord taking darshan, but we have no taste. No taste. Hardly few seconds, hardly minute. Few minutes we can be there watching the Lord darshan, but we have no taste. We cannot see the Lord. So that's why that has to be done. We can only be developed anything. Is the holy name, chanting the holy name of the Lord, or his beautiful form darshan, or his qualities, pastimes. We can't hear. Even if we hear, it does not sinking in. It's not purifying. It's not actually removing, or it's not giving us taste, full taste. We are tasting teeny bit, but we are tasted so much more. We are tasting the other material things than this. That's why we have really not taste. But when we start serving these great devotees, then we can develop taste for all these things. Then we can start to understand what is eternal thing, what is not eternal thing. Then we can actually develop our loving relation with anybody and everybody. It takes time, but if we continue this practice, we will slowly get there. And nobody becomes enemy to us. We'll pray for them. Those who are inimical to us, we rather pray them. We'll not become envious of any living entity, in this world, whether a human being or not a human being. So we'll rather pray for them. So that is the point, because this is the point exactly mentioned. Seventh canto, chapter 15, verse number 46. In this chapter, this is very important because the chapter title is Instructions for Civilized Human Being. So that is a very important chapter. This is in Prahlad Maharaj, canto 7, very important, beautiful chapter. 46 verse, if you look at this point, also very important. Now Uchet Pramattam Asad Indriya Vajisuta. So that is the verse we read from canto 5 today. And that is the same point. Asad Indriya Vajisuta. Then now Patam Vishaya Dasyusu Nikshipanti Te Dasyava Sahaya Sutam Amum Tamo Ande Samsara Pupa Guru Mrityu Bhaye Kshipanti. Exactly the same position we are in. Because somebody or something or other being plundering, whatever strength we are, strength like our job or duties are extracting so much, we become tired. No real happiness is coming from it because this is the plundering is happening. Because we have not plundered the real riches, real nectar of the Lord's service, Lord's devotee service. That's why all others are taking out the energy from us, draining our energy and strength and everything from our life. So then that's why we can't become really happy. That is the point here. Otherwise, if one does not take shelter of Lord Achyuta, Lord Baladev, then the senses acting as the horses and the intelligence acting as the driver, both being prone to the material contamination, inattentively bring the body, which acts as a chariot, to the path of sense gratification. When one is thus attracted again by the Vishaya, eating, sleeping, mating, the horses, the chariot driver are thrown into the binding dark well of material existence. One is again put into dangerous, extremely fearful situation of repeated birth and death. That is why. That is why we have to take shelter. That is why Echai Gosai Charana Vandan Yaha Hoite Vignanas Abhishtaparan. By taking shelter of Rupa Goswami, the Lord's pure devotee. By taking shelter of six Goswamis, headed by Rupa Goswami, then Yaha Hoite Vignanas, everything, all Anandas will be cut to pieces. Heart has to be there. That is what Sushroshaya Anusangena. That is the point. Here all the same thing. Without the protection of Gaur Nitai, Krishna Balram, one cannot get out of the dark well of ignorance. In material, like this is indicated here by the word na uchet, which means that one will always remain in the dark well of material. Like the living entity must get strength from Nitai Gaur, Krishna Balram. Without the mercy of Nitai Gaur, there is no way to come out of this dark well of ignorance. So I offer my respect obeisance to Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance, thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So that's why. So that's why. Because Krishna and Balaram are coming now as a devotee. They appeared in the mood of a devotee. So it becomes even more easy. When he has a dark Dwapar Yuga, he said, Sarvadama, give up everything, surrender unto me. But now the same Lord is coming as a devotee, he has understood, oh, it's so difficult to give up everything and surrender. So now he is making it easier. He himself practiced it. And he is given to everybody else so freely. All you have to do is chant the holy name. The essential instruction from this today's verse, Sushose Anusangena, serving the devotees of the Lord with a grateful heart. Uh, and and give it to others. Jive Daya, Krishna Nam, and Sushrose Anusanga. These three words. Jive Daya, be compassionate to all living entities. Sushrusha Anusangena, with great absorption with heart, serve these Lord's devotees who are tasting the nectar day in, day out, and Krishna Nam and chant the holy name. Because anyway, that is Yoga Dharma. But how that can be perfected when we have Jivadaya and then Sushrusha Anusangena. We are serving the Lord, we are good be pujaris, whoever, So you'll find, see, if an heart is there, then Lord will indicate who is that devotee who is actually really doing it with heart. His heart is fully focused in giving pleasure. He's tasting, he's so happy, always joyful. He's joyfully doing it every day, even though other responsible, but he's doing Lord service and others also is seeing in relation with the Lord. Then who is that person? And you'll find it. If your heart is there, you are crying to the Lord, then Lord will help to identify and to that devotee, that pujari, that personality, you can go on serving. And then Lord will make wonders in life. This is it. Jivadaya, the Krishna Nam, and Susrusha Anusangena. If you do these three things, our life will be perfected. That's it. So that is the point here being made. The fallen soul in this dark well must take shelter of lotus feet of God Nitai, for thus he can easily emerge from material existence. Without their strength, simply attempting to get out of the clutches of matter by speculative knowledge will be insufficient. So that's why we have to take shelter of the Lord and as per Lord's devotees, because they are the ones who are going to carry us to the Lord. Lord likes, so that's why the Pandavas are serving all these devotees. Then naturally, they have Lord personally went to their house. Pruth Maharaj went. Pruth Maharaj also serving everybody, every living entity in the kingdom, whole kingdom he was doing. He was taking care of them so nicely, like just like more than family members, he was taking care of them. This is the point. Jivadaya means. That's why Lord personally went into his place, showed his form, gave his darshan. Then he told, now the four Kumaras will come. So that is the same thing can happen. If you serve the Lord's devotees, everything will happen. Everything can be adjusted in our life automatically. Because Lord will become even more mercy. He will become obligated to respond now. Because we have served his devotees so much, then our Lord has no choice but to actually help in any possible way to arrange everything and bring us to perfection. So that is the essential today. Jivadaya, Krishna Nam, chanting the holy name, giving compassion, giving whatever we have, whatever we learn, chanting the holy names, serving the Lord, and prasadam, so books, reading of the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ishopanishad, nectar, devotion, nectar, many. So you can give all these things are Jivadaya. Whatever way, depending on the person, somebody may like prasadam, somebody may like holy name, somebody may like books, so somebody may like just coming to temple, whatever that may be. Accordingly, you guide, you invite, you tell them. So that is Jivadaya. Krishna, we ourselves should do first before giving it up, because if you don't do, then how the other person will take it. Then Sangena Anusangena, Sushrusha Anusangena. Then we will become more and more strengthened. More we do that, Sushrusha Anusangena, more we get strength to chant 24 by 7, even though while doing other things, and then we will get more strength to absorb darshan, more strength to hear, more strength and more taste uh, in the pastimes and the qualities of the Lord and Lord's devotees. In this way, all the limbs, 64 limbs of devotions or everything, special service on a special festival, all these things naturally will happen when we have Jivadaya, Krishna Nam, and then Susrusha Anusangena. So naturally it will happen. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Yamatara.